had a vaccination and control access to the building based on that vaccination. So what we're showing here is just, we have a couple abilities that I just want to remind everyone of and tell you what we're doing in addition to those abilities. So the first ability that we have is the ability to add true-false fields to the contact and have them flow right through into the Avocado menu. So you can create as many fields as you want. You can create fields like the one here that we titled Valid Full Vaccination Shown, and it can be a true-false field, and you can turn tracking on with that field. So essentially what this gives me is the ability right within the Avocado menu to track whether the person has a vaccine or not, and the history of when that particular value has changed, so that I can report on that and say, hey, when did they get their vaccination? When did this actually happen? That's the first thing. The second thing that we have to offer you is obviously the ability to have an account exception. And that account exception, we are aware presently, has the only has the ability to block the entire account, and more to come on that in a few seconds. So we have the ability to create in mass, pretty simply, a whole bunch of account exceptions that block access to your facility through Cantaloupe, and put a record or a flag, so to speak, on the account showing that this particular individual named test requires to show proof of vaccination. What we've also done, which we're pleased to offer you guys, is created some standard flows that when a new contact is created, it would automatically create that account exception. In addition to that, we can tie that to the field we just discussed. So the field where you're actually tracking it on the contact, we can tie and resolve the account exception automatically when someone checks off that box. So it's not a two-step process, it's a single step. We can also recreate that account exception or reinstate it should they check it and then say, whoops, you actually aren't vaccinated, and uncheck it. It'll put that account exception back on. So that, all that to say, so far, we have the ability to track it and to block an entire account. The third thing that we're currently working on, and we'll be able to give you an ETA on this in the coming day. So by the end of the day tomorrow, we should have confirmation of when this will be available, is adding the contact to an account exception. So the concept there being, if just one contact needs to be blocked at the front door, we will be able to stop that contact only, and it'll be related to only that contact. Now, all account exceptions will display when you pull up the account, obviously, because they're going to be related to the account. But Cantaloupe will only stop you if it's either an entire account exception or specific to that contact. And we're going to confirm that tomorrow at the end of day when you'll be able to get that. So this was just to tell you about a 1.44 patch that we're currently working on, which is the contact account exception. If you have any questions, please contact your account manager, and they'll give you more information about how to either get those flows and or when the contact account exception is coming. So back to version 1.45. I want to start by saying that these release notes and presentation is brought to you by one of the newest members of our team, Amber Williams. If you haven't had a chance to work with Amber, she's fitting right in. She's been with us for about a month now, I think, Amber.
Yep.
Yeah. And has had the opportunity to spend some time learning our release structure, and is owning that the release notes piece of that structure. Today, though, unfortunate for you, but I will be presenting it. More to come on that later when we come into the coming months. I won't always be presenting, but this time I will be. Thank you, Amber, for all the hard work you've done. This slide, I'm sure you guys are getting quite familiar with, hasn't changed much. It's just to remind everyone that you can contact your account manager or implementation manager and send them any questions or request that this particular release be put into your sandbox environment. Once it's in your sandbox environment, obviously give you the opportunity to review your configuration, your specific setup with these new features and fixes. And once you're ready, send the approval to your account manager to get it promoted to your production environment. So on to the new features. What I'd like to start with is feature number 1. We've added the ability for our adjustments to have promotional codes or discount codes. You can type in any code you want, and that code can be typed in through the portal, should it be enabled in the portal, or through the Avocado menu. So there is a custom configuration, Avocado custom setting, where you can enable this in the portal, and it'll actually allow you to the customers to type in these codes in the portal. By default, if you have both an automatic client adjustment and are typing in a promotional code, it would take the greater of the two. So if you have a $1 off automatic adjustment or client adjustment, and you have a $2 promotional code, it would use the $2 promotional code and not apply the client adjustment. However, if on the client adjustment you check off a new box, which is on all adjustments now, which says stack with promotional codes, it would apply both. So you can now stack adjustments if you select the stack adjustments checkbox. And that is our promotional code feature. We're very excited about it, and I hope you guys dive in and give us some feedback on it. The second feature I'd like to talk to you about is the ability to view your waitlist reserved registrations on the Avocado menu. So if you remember, a couple of releases ago, we released the ability to offer someone who's on your wait list a program for a set amount of time. And when we did that, we changed the status of their waitlist registration to waitlist reserved. And we unfortunately weren't able to see that in the Avocado menu under the account object, but you were able to see it in the backend. So essentially this pushes it forward, so now you can filter on that and see it through your registrations in the account Avocado menu. The second feature we added was the ability to create invoices on contracts. So as you know, we've been working a lot on facility booking, and one of the needs that was there was the need to be able to actually take a whole bunch of different bookings and merge them into one invoice. So we've added functionality that allows you to select by contract, which is a new feature we added, and or by specific timelines or periods of time, and push them all into one invoice. So essentially being able to invoice all your facility bookings regardless of when the orders or when you're generating. So it pushes them all into one order and generates an invoice. We've added a new button on the order where you can view the invoice that this particular order would be on. Next feature would be, in the past few releases, I'm not going to remember exact release, but we added the ability for you to override the catchphrase right below the name of the center. So forever active, forever strong in this case here. And in addition to that, now we're allowing you to turn on and off the membership name. So by default, the membership name was always shown in the top right-hand corner of your membership card. And now you can turn that off should you have people that change memberships frequently or something like that, or don't want to display it on your membership card. The next few features are pretty exciting to us. We've heard you around your membership sales and the ability to have prompts on membership sales. So you can now add prompts, forms to membership sales, both in the Avocado menu and in the portal. And obviously this was intended for use around a membership agreement and or a waiver, but could be used for anything. And you have that same abilities right now where you can add up to 3 forms on every membership sale now. So we're very excited about that. I hope it meets everyone's needs. And if you need any assistance in how to configure that and implement it, please don't hesitate to reach out to your account manager and or the support team. The next feature that we've added is the ability to actually now use the account name when it comes to accounts that are created on the portal. So in the past, Salesforce has this this ability to track all of the contacts under an account by using this account name feature. We never used it in Avocado because we used your account contact permissions, but it caused us a bit of problem because we always filled it in with the Avocado portal name, if you remember that, and that was causing a lot of confusion for people. So we now changed that, so it's going to fill in the proper account name when you generate accounts and contacts on the portal. The next few features are around facility booking, and this particular one, if you remember, we added the ability to have notes and or set up and tear down bookings within a facility booking. So it was a great piece of functionality, but one of the challenges was being able to utilize it from a calendar view. So we've added the ability to see those notes right from the calendar now. So when you're browsing on a calendar, you don't have to go right into the booking in order to see what the note is. You can just go in from the calendar and then come back out to the calendar. We've also added the ability to change a facility for an existing booking. There's a couple caveats to that, but most importantly, the facility you're changing from and to have to share a pricing method. So you can't change from lane 1 to lane 2 if you sell lane 1 and 2 differently. But if you sell them the same, now you're able to actually change a booking from lane 1 to lane 2 without deleting the booking and recreating it. The second thing we added, which is very exciting around facility booking, is the ability to add categories on facilities. So this can be used, we used to have a hierarchy, like a parent facility, but now what you can do is categorize them so that all your swim lanes are in the category of pool. And just by selecting the pool category or, for example, the gym category, you would see all the facilities within that category without having to add them one by one. So you can create as many categories as you want, and you'll be able to actually very quickly now operate within the facility booking interface. So from a feature standpoint, those are the features we've added in version 1.45. This release, as we mentioned in the last release notes, was very heavy on fixes, and it shows here. So I'm going to just very briefly go over the fixes, but if you have experienced these, you'll probably know what they are and know that they're fixed now. In addition to that, if you have your ticket on any or name on any of the tickets, we will be updating those tickets so that you'll get notification that those tickets are resolved. So the very first fix we put in is on the account in the POS, there was an account exception error that was, I shouldn't say account exception, sorry, undefined map error was being displayed. It really didn't cause any problems, but it was annoying that it was there, so we fixed that. The second fix was when you're switching in between accounts in some situations, it was actually not displaying the account balance correctly until you refresh the screen. So that has been fixed, and it should display the account balance correctly now. There's been quite a few fixes around membership refund, specifically around displaying the refund amounts, and when you're canceling a membership, calculating the correct amount to refund based on proration. So that in combination, there was 4 tickets, but they've all been fixed as this one fix, and we're hopeful that you guys see that it's working as expected now. There was a report of Engage not searching members or accounts correctly when you were trying to add someone as an attendee. That has since been fixed as well. The next one is the ability to register 2 children when only 1 spot was open. It wasn't warning you that you're overbooking this particular spot, because in the Avocado menu, it does allow you to do that. but we weren't warning you. So now we are warning you when that happens. Next was something that was reported to us around punch pass not being incremented in the back end under certain circumstances in regards to how your memberships were assigned. We believe we have that resolved now, and we're looking forward to checking that off. The next one is again a unique situation, but there were several situations that were causing memberships not to be created. Our applications and orders were created, but no memberships in Avocado under certain circumstances. We believe we've zeroed that in on that and addressed it, so we should not be seeing that issue anymore. The next one, number 8, is in regards to the icon of the person when you're in the portal. When you were in a very small screen, your icon was, your picture of yourself was actually showing it a little lower than it should have. It wasn't lining up correctly, and we just fixed that under certain resolutions. It'll look better now. The facility booking setup and cleanup times were not showing up in the calendar until you actually created the orders. So now they actually show up as soon as you create the bookings, as they should. So that's been fixed. Number 10, and the last one, was around program registration. It was showing the incorrect number of weeks. So when you were, a 3-week-long program, or even a 2-day, and this really highlighted when it was under a week, it wasn't showing the right numbers around number of weeks, which we were dynamically creating that and weren't expecting, a 2-night cabin rental as an example. So we believe we have that resolved now in the calculations using a lot more stable method of calculating that. So that is the fixes that have been put into place for version 1.45. The next, I'd like to just highlight what we're currently working on. Before I do that, I'm going to take a page out of Jordan's book and talk about our standard disclaimer. Development is hard. I'm telling you what we're working on, but it does happen in stages, and sometimes it's unpredictable, and what we hope to have accomplished sometimes isn't accomplished. And again, as Jordan mentioned, every time he did this, development is hard again. So it does, these are just some of the things we're working on. We thought you'd be interested in, but we're definitely we're in good shape for delivering these as well, is what I wanted to share with you. Our current development sprint, which is version 1.46, ends on Friday, but it'll probably push into the following week. And we're looking good for a lot of the things that we're sharing with you in this, what's in development right now. So as you know, before version 1.46, even before 1.45 goes into production, we should have account contact exceptions in place. We are working on membership upgrade and downgrade. So very much like a transfer, we'll be able to actually move from one membership to another without canceling it and creating a new one. We are working on a whole bunch of facility booking enhancements. Probably too many to mention in this, but quite a few are still underway, and we're looking good for the version 1.46 for releasing those. We have added childcare waitlists. So up till now, if you've been able to figure out how to do waitlists on childcare, you're in the back end and not necessarily through the standard interfaces. And we've added that to both Portal and to the Avocado menu. There's still a lot of changes and fixes that we're working on. And this particular release will be very heavy in those as well. There's already a lot that we've done, and we're still working on quite a few. So really just, after you've been able to use the system for a little bit and some of the features added, there's a lot of requests that come back after that we have to enhance it, change it slightly to make it more useful to you. And those are currently underway for quite a few things. So that is the release of version 1.45. I hope everyone liked what they saw, and we will continue to push for monthly releases. As I mentioned, and I will just end on this note, in the new year, we are going to, I won't say ease up. If you still want to do monthly releases, you're welcome to, but we're looking to add one more dynamic to our release schedule, which is if you want to go monthly, you can, or if you want to go quarterly, you can. So if you want to get every month's releases and just keep up to date, you're welcome to do that. But for those clients that want to just minimize their overhead of releases and don't really see using some of the new features, we will offer a quarterly release so that it's less work on your part. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a really good day.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you.
Matthew, Amber, team, much appreciated.
You're welcome. Thanks, Amber, for all your work, by the way. I stopped recording. Thanks for recording, too. I didn't.
Oh, no problem. I was like, I don't know if he's going to remember. Whatever.
So how did that go?